To feel like you've done everything right, but you're still hitting your head against the same walls. Maybe you're a manager, a CEO, you run your own firm. Everybody goes to you for help. But inside, you feel like a mess. You're not sleeping well, high cortisol, heart issues, the whole thing. You're double checking everything because the anxiety just won't stop. And even when you're surrounded by people, you feel incredibly alone. Everyone relies on you, but you have no one to rely on. You'd love it for someone to pick up slack, but that would require vulnerability. And you're probably thinking that being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. Well, wherever you are right now, I want you to know this. There is a way to get the clarity that you've been chasing for years in 90 minutes, not months of weekly therapy. And it comes down to one thing: integrating the insight you already have, not collecting more of it. Because here's what nobody tells you: until you move from knowing what's wrong to actually embodying what's different, the patterns will continue to repeat. You can have 1,000 insights, you can understand yourself perfectly. But if the information is still living up here in your mind and it hasn't dropped into your heart and body, nothing's going to change. And you didn't accomplish everything that you have just to stay stuck in the same internal struggles. So here's the good news: real transformation is not about more insights, more discipline, or trying harder. It's not about another therapist who sees you once a week for 50 minutes and keeps you coming back for years. It's about integration, the piece that most therapists were never trained to do. It's about having someone who can see the pattern that you've been circling for years in the first 5 minutes and help you put all the pieces together in a way that actually makes sense. That's where I come in. My name is Dr. Eva Benmeleh. I'm a PhD in clinical psychology, 15 years working one-on-one with women just like you, highly capable, highly responsible, outwardly successful, inwardly exhausted. Women who've tried the traditional therapy, read the books, but they're still stuck. Because I often hear this: I know so much. Now, what do I do with all of this information? In June of 2024, I left insurance-based practice entirely. Not because I was failing, but because I watched that traditional therapy kept people stuck way longer than necessary. I started incorporating psychospiritual frameworks, and people got better faster. But the system isn't designed for that. So I left and built something different. You get to work with me directly, not a junior therapist or a coaching program. And I do need you to know one more thing. I went through my own breaking open, a divorce in 2018. I saw it as a failure for years. I failed at my marriage. I failed my kids. But that heartbreak taught me how to hold paradox, the loss that we sometimes incur when we don't listen at the point where something could really turn around. I'm my best and my worst client. If it works on me, then it works. Because while most therapists focus on insight, getting you to the aha moment and sending you on your way, I guide you through the full arc: perceive, integrate, and embody. I've seen a woman considering divorce for years make internal shifts that led to more communication, joy, and companionship with her husband. She stopped micromanaging and being sarcastic. Divorce is no longer a question. I've supported women whose bodies were under constant stress. And as their internal state shifted, as vigilance eased and self trust returned, many reported meaningful physical changes and improvements alongside appropriate medical care. This work does not treat the body directly, but it changes the conditions under which the body operates. I've seen a mother with postpartum depression move from survival mode into connection with herself, with her body, with her partner, with her children. It was like a weight was lifted off of their shoulders. And they all ask me, how come it was so fast? And I tell them, because you decided and I guided you through it. That's it. So here's exactly how it works. First, perception. We get to the real issue, the core pattern that you've been circling around without landing. I recognize these patterns in the first 5 minutes. I see what you've been avoiding, what's holding the old belief in place, and why it did actually make sense at the time. I don't just listen, I put all the pieces together so you see clearly. This is what's actually happening, and this is what matters next. You'll see the options are much more feasible than you imagined. Next, integration. And here's where most of the therapy stops. But here's the real work where it really begins. We look at your resistance to accepting the insight. And there's grief here, mourning the reality that you lived under when you weren't aware that you were part of co creating the problem. But here's where the insight drops from your mind and into your heart. What makes it stick? Then, embodiment. Who are you if that old belief system no longer exists? How will you begin to act differently? This flows through your whole body, so it's inevitable. You respond differently, you make better choices, and people respond differently to you. You will receive a clarity map showing exactly how to embody these changes. It's consolidated, it's powerful, and it's designed to anchor the clarity we uncovered so you can move forward without second guessing yourself. Success is you leaving with the clarity and the deeper self trust to carry it through. The rest is up to you. One 90-minute session that gives you what years of traditional therapy often doesn't, because we're not just getting to the insight, we're integrating it and mapping how you embody it in real time. Imagine waking up with clarity instead of constant anxiety and double checking everything. Imagine moving through life with implicit self trust. Imagine your relationships improving because you're no longer dragging blocks and burdens everywhere. Imagine your body functioning better, sleeping well, less stressed because the internal conditions shifted. Imagine finally tapping into your power without the fear that you're going to screw everything up first. That's what my clients experience, not in years, in 90 minutes, with integration that continues unfolding after. So if this sounds like what you need, if you're ready to stop hitting your head against the same walls and actually see a way out, click the link below to book a clarity call. We'll talk through your situation. I'll ask some questions. You'll tell me what's really going on. And then we'll see if this is the right fit. Because this isn't for everybody. This is for women who are tired of learning the hard way. Women who understand that the traditional ways, they don't work. And who are ready, truly ready, to stop waiting for things to magically get better. Women who are stubborn, resourceful, intuitive, even if they don't trust it yet. Women who are open to something different but reliable, not just trendy. I work with limited clients because this is boutique work. You get me directly, 15 years of experience, a PhD in clinical psychology, someone who's done her own deep work, not just read about it. Time is of the essence. The house is burning down. You keep thinking it can wait. You keep trying to do it alone. You can keep hitting your head against the same walls. Or you can click on the link below and book your call.